Okay. 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 Good evening and oh, I said good evening. Well, it's fine. It's evening. It's evening in London. Half of you are. How many of you? Like five of you are in London, right? Yeah. So, good evening and welcome to another whatever this is. Today we will be celebrating the Friday. It's been a long week. Been a long week. Uh, 1 second. It's been a long weekend. Just as I start this, I get a message from my boss on Slack. Give me one moment. Um, it's all good. It's all good. Um, yeah. So, oh, okay, good. Um, we are tonight celebrating the end of a long week. Um, and we're celebrating early. Well, yes, yes, exactly. We are celebrating a week of hell. Um, I'm not going to go into why it was hell, but it wasn't great. Let's put it that way. Anyway, so we're going to essentially play handicapped against the most advanced open 7 stone handicap against the most powerful Go AI that exists in the world right now. And we are going to. Oh God, bro, why are you doing this? One second, 1 second. Okay. What was I saying? One of the most advanced Go, the open source version of AlphaGo Zero, which, um, because it's just slightly different enough from the original AlphaGo that Google decided they needed to redo it so they could publish a new paper. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's par for the course in academia. So it's not really something that we're gonna yell at Google at because there's so much more better things to yell at Google at. Anyway, so we're going to. Oh wait, no. What are we doing? Clear annotations. I want to remove this node, and I said we would do a 7 stone handicap. What I meant was a 6 stone handicap. I thought I could get around that. No, but you guys saw it. For those of you who don't know what happened, essentially, I thought I would play the first move as black, and so therefore that would be a 7 stone handicap. And I wanted to make fun of someone who said, "Hey, didn't you say 6 stone?" Blah blah blah. Turns out it is 6 stone handicap, and we're just gonna we're just gonna play like this. Yeah, yeah. And really the point is only to have the game going on in the background while we have some cathartic conversation that has nothing to do with work. um um yeah, half of you know what's going on. But the other half, well, I mean, you guys know the kind of work I'm in, and so it's a lot of arguing, it's a lot of negotiations, and it's a lot of big shot lawyers pretending that they're more important than they are and having to massage egos. No, not massaging that kind of stuff. No, that's not how it goes. Um but yeah, essentially prepare for me to lose even with a 6 stone handicap. I mean, I haven't played this at a professional level ever. At a hobbyist level, I haven't. Give me one more second. I thought I was done. I think we all thought we were done. But no, we're not done. We're not done. We'll get there. There might be more messages after this, but that's okay. Yeah, let's talk about the game because why not? Normally, if this were one closer, so if this were at 11-17, I might consider doing a secondary here because then this would have more support. But if I do it right now and there is a actually, let's just play it out. If I go here, my assumption is that white will go 14-17, and I would have various ways of trying to stop that, either at 14-16, 16-14, or 17-13, and both of those have problems essentially. Like, I mean, I could do this. Like if I went 16-15 and then let white do whatever it wants up here. Actually, you know what? Why not? Let's do this. You only live once, right? And besides, we have a nice game plan that we can come back to. I wonder if we can. No, I don't think I can. I can just like choose a variation or like name it. That would be cool though. Okay, so let's play it out in three different directions. The first one will be 17-13, and then it'll be 16-14, and then it'll be 16-15. And we shall see. Oh, I can see him typing. Can you see him typing? Can you see him typing? Oh my god. You just know it's coming and it's just like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this anymore. For the record, one of the guys on the Discord made a joke because we work together on this particular project, and made a joke about the person who's typing right now. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. Everything's good. Not annoyed. Are you annoyed? It's all good, man. It's all good. Oh, where am I clicking? Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you see what happens if we go essentially any, like, I could now do something interesting like extend upwards in this direction, or and try to or do a hard counter like this because there's no way for white to get into the rear here. But then white would have all of this space, right? And so white can do some interesting things down here at 14-17. If I didn't go for 10, and that's why this game is fractal, right? And that's why it takes a neural network to really get into the depth of this, because you saw we were just one move ago, we were talking about three potential places to go, and suddenly in one of those potentialities we've had many more, right? So in this case, you can see this 11, obviously what it wants to do is it has now some sort of fundamental area here, and via 11, if you can escape outwards, then you're aiming to essentially hop this way, either come down to the center or attack these various points, say like at let's say 7-17, and like maybe not maybe actually maybe 314 here, and by doing this you're carving out some area for white in this area. So of course, being if we continue with this particular game, we could do something interesting like 14 or 13. Obviously 14 is I didn't just lisp. Of course 13 is like if you could, you would definitely do 12, right? No, in a normal formation, you would love to do 12 because that gives you 3 slots, but you can't in this case. There's absolutely no way you can, because even me talking about it, like you can see if you get 13, there are lots of very interesting ways for, okay, let's just play this. There are lots of interesting ways for even for white to come down like here. So that's not gonna happen. So essentially we can do something like 14, or we can try up here. Let's try up. I wonder if I can modify engine on the spot. Let's modify that down to, oops, no, I can't. Let me just oh my god. Anyway, okay, let's go back to talking about the game. Um we're just gonna add another. And this time we're going to add, we're not gonna have 30 seconds. Because 30 seconds is a long time for us to spend just doing that. Okay, close. Oh wait, no. What is this called? This is called Leela 15. Call this Leela 30. Done. And so we're gonna detach this particular engine. We're gonna attach 15. And so yeah, you see essentially white is saying, you know what, there's nothing very interesting for me to do down here because the next move will gain me not a lot. Whereas if I do another 3-3, because 3-3s are interesting, right? Especially if you're playing against the handicap. 3-3 is kind of very important in order to gouge yourself out some living space. Because if you play somewhere out here, say like 6-6, there's no way, because you're getting attacked. Like if anyone that goes at 6-6, I could like even something ridiculous just like at 6-5 would both bolster my own territory up here and also like prevent white in this case from being very open. Do you see this? I'm sorry. So the reason why we chose to stream now was because we thought we were done and we could just like not talk to this dude anymore. uh... Okay, whatever, it's all good. So previously when we had gone down here, you notice that I went for 6. So if we go back to the second move, right? I love this, by the way. Just this is beautiful. When we had gone down to the second move, you notice that I went at 16-17 instead of 17-16, and there's a big difference there because right now what I'm doing is I'm essentially just through the placement of my first stone, I'm chasing white in this direction where I have support. And that's why when we got to here, or rather when we got to here, I talked about this, this, and this, right? And so by move 8 utilizing 1713, we are essentially, oops, excuse me, no. And also you can see the treeness there. We are essentially, what am I saying? We're essentially utilizing this prior placed stone, this handicap stone, for our own purposes. And so let's see. Yeah, I think the reason I bring that up is now that we're doing this on this side again, I think I will still do that because this area is weaker. Just like this area is weaker, is because we don't have any stones on these stars. So by essentially forcing white towards an area where I already have this, that means that even if I had chosen not to go for 8, even if I had move 8, if I had chosen something different like 1614 or even 1615, white would be limited if it desperately wanted to expand in that direction, right? So you can see white is doing exactly the same thing, and actually so will I. And we shall go from there. And that's why this game is fractally padded, right? So say, actually, you know what? Let's stop this particular move set here and talk about this, because remember when we on move 6 when we said that we would do that. What if I had now done this? Right, suddenly it removes any chance of white escaping out into the middle and gives us essentially a way. So now I go here. Even if white does this, there's no way that white can take anything. So this stone is much less valuable than it was when we were back there. So in this situation, white, I think, usually does this. Oh, okay. Well, now normally in the normal game, this would be a hanging stone, right? Because there's nothing here. But now it's no longer really hanging because there is nice support just 2 moves away. Have we already talked for 17 minutes? Oh, we haven't, because yeah. Speak of my boy, and he shall appear. Um, okay. Okay. Let's continue. So note the difference, right? These two stones are fairly, if well, let's not say fairly isolated, but they're quite isolated. And normally, if this stone weren't here and I did something like 12, this will present a point of weakness. Any amount of white going in this direction, well, I mean, white can still do this, and I would have to try to stop it here, otherwise it just escapes. Oh, right. Why didn't someone warn me on this before I made a fool of myself? uh, Flop. We'll do that. uh, you're right. You're right. Nobody has that such quick response times. Um, yeah. So, uh, Should I not have done 10? Regardless, we'll play from here. I don't think it's time for this yet. What if we did this? So it's essentially a double threat, right? Like if you take this and then I do some interesting stuff down here, then what happens? I don't actually know, if I'm honest. I have no idea. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that's not enough to live. So I think this is probably not the best way. It doesn't look like it's the best way. So that means, or rather, let's see, 10, 11. If neither of these two places are the best way, and if it ends up being 9 that is optimal, I'm not gonna attach the engines to see what it is. Excuse me. Okay, I'm not gonna attach an engine because what I can do is I can toggle an analysis and then it'll show me what the engine thinks is the best move. But that's cheating. But let's compare this, right? Like, if this is one result and this is the other result, I personally I prefer this result. I definitely prefer this result because you can see this area is nicely black, this area is nicely black, and then oh, that's going to, oh my god, please YouTube don't censor this. What are you drinking? Uh, there. Yeah, some. I do have the occasional YouTube viewer, believe it or not, and they do occasionally leave me comments. Okay, I'm just gonna shut it off. There we go. No more. No more. It's all gone. It's all gone. Yeah. What? Yeah. YouTube commenter was telling me that he was drinking something, and turns out it was actually highly excellent whiskey. So I approve, definitely. But before that, let's go back to this move. No, which move was it? This move, and compare with this, because it turns out now, right, that this eventuality down here, let's call that the main branch, is it leaves the formations fairly light, and it means that we are able to continue playing on the grand scheme. Whereas even now you can tell that there's going to be some very hardcore fighting going on here. That'll make it more difficult for us to like you're forcing a, how do I say this? So in Go, there are two, let's not call them philosophies, but two stages of the game. In the first stage, you're both sides are trying to gain as much territory as possible through big moves, and that's why handicaps like this, like this, are so extremely important, or such big handicaps, because if you squint a little, you can sort of see that this move claims a lot of this area, and unless white fights really hard, this area is considered black, right? Like, and whereas as we progress, you can see that because white has fought really hard here and white has fought really hard here, these areas have become white, but at the same time, white has sort of given up the possibility of claiming this. But even though these stones are pretty close together, it doesn't look anything like this. This kind of formation is ridiculous, because it's like the difference between shall we say skirmishers fighting like this, and just two phalanxes of like ancient Greek hoplites clashing their shields together and trying to spear each other in the face. Does that kind of make sense? Because right now I have a choice, right? Like I can chase white in that direction by doing something like this. But is this really like what we want to do? And is this actually better than this? And I'm not sure, if I'm honest. Right? Oh, you boys. So what will happen is I go here, white goes here. I think I go here, white goes here, and then let's play that out. I think so. I think. Oh no. Okay. Oh, because you want even more. All right, because you can have even more. Well, stop laughing at me. I'm half drunk. Oh well, that's a tragic branch, right? So it turns out going here is probably not a good idea. So what if here we had gone our third option here instead? Let's see. I don't actually know. It's probably this point. Yeah, so then we do this. There's going to be a trade here, and then probably an escape in that direction. But what if we don't? Oh, hello. Oh, right, because I'm projecting too much when I'm assuming what white will do. And that's because I'm an amateur. Hey, hey, at least I admit that I'm an amateur, all right? Yeah, I'm not getting text messages. So so I decided to open Slack again. Um, he's not talking to you, is he? So why is he still bothering me? Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I don't know. I see when we talk about formation, this formation is the most pleasant to me personally because it's not heavy-handed, right? Like this is a very heavy formation with like you can if we go back to the Greek analogy, this is two sets like Athens and Sparta clashing their shields together and like punching each other in close melee. Whereas this still has the more flowing formations of skirmishes, right? Like essentially keeping some amount of distance, like cavalry skirmishes, like light cavalry skirmishes. Of course, then you have towers that you can run back to, but that's a different question. Um, so if we were to continue playing this, I think I would do that. Essentially force that point, and then probably here. Because if white doesn't take this stone, then and if I do this, then that's all going to be cut off. I don't know, because a single extension like this, I would just meet with a short hop across like that, right? I guess which can be countered down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, oh, that's so annoying. That's something I would do. So I don't know why I didn't see that. That's interesting. What if instead of here we did this, right? Like, so now that makes that less possible. But essentially, what we're doing is we're giving up some amount of potential territory along the fourth line. Fourth line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth line, right? Hold on, let's see. Okay, so that went in that direction. And if I do this, 1, 2, 3, or even 3. Has it been 30 minutes already? Okay. See, if I don't do here on move 20, then 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 the next turn they'll come back here. I'll do this. But having said that, I might need to soften up that area. See, I'm trying too hard to make territory as opposed to... He's... Really? I guess we need to get back to work then, in that case. Right? Am I misunderstanding that? Because that means... Yeah, that means the case is basically closed. Okay, well, in that case, thank you very much for watching today. This is a rather serendipitous ending where we hit our normal time limit and we are also being forced to go back to work. So, in conclusion, don't do Chrome, get Firefox, and we shall see you. I definitely am not going to stream tomorrow because I did it for like 4 days in a row now. Actually, no, that's true. You guys paid me, so maybe. Who knows? If you pay me tomorrow, we'll think about it. All right. Have a good night. Good night, day, whatever. Who knows, man? Okay. No, before I go. I was in a basement cubicle for like half of this week because I needed to not know whether it was night or day so I could finish my work. Okay? So, you know what? It's all right. I'm going to go outside for a walk while this case gets closed. Good night. Good day and have fun.